All right, so I hope you are able to see my screen. Today is the first day of the training. Okay, and look, basically these are the course details in short. I'll be covering that as well, right? Now there are few questions which almost everyone has before you start off with the training. Okay, that firstly, what all will be taught in the course. Okay, the course basically is covering Java, WebDriver, frameworks, Maven, TestNG, Jenkins, Grid. Okay, so these are the primary topics which are covered in the course. Okay, and along with the course, you will get access to the videos as well. The videos which are pre-recorded videos as well as the ones which we record in the current class. Okay, in the current class also I am recording. All right, fine. Now, is Java required? Most of the people coming to us are manual testers. Okay, they have no background in Java or little background in Java. Look, Java is required. You cannot run away from Java. Okay, uh, and you know, you have to give time to Java. Okay, we will be covering Java in the course. Along with it, in the pre-recorded sessions, the pre-recorded videos which I give you along with the training, in those Java is covered in depth. Okay, and most of the times people have the question that they need to work on a project or they want to clear an interview. So will this training help them? Yes, of course, this training will is going to help you. Okay, it's a matter of like, if you just want to learn Selenium, okay, it's going to take you 10 days. But if you want to practice it to a level where you can work on a project or you can clear an interview daily 1 to 2 hours for 6 to 8 weeks, that's what it's going to take. Okay, and the whole course which we are doing right now is for around 30 hours, and in which 50% of the time we'll be giving to the concepts of WebDriver, Java, TestNG, Grid, and all. Okay, and 50% of the time we will give to a project or a framework, you can say. Okay, so we do cover a project in the training, but it's not that we'll cover it immediately. All right. So, anybody with any questions, you can please ask me right now. Sorry, I have a little bad throat. Anybody with any questions? Anything? Okay. So, guys, 2 minutes. Somebody is not able to join the training. I'm helping her out. Just hold on. Just a minute, guys. Somebody is not able to join the training. So, anyone with any questions, anything you want to ask me? Today is the first day. No questions? All right. So, I'll, okay. These are the course details, right? I've distributed them day by day. Okay, you might not be able to correlate them as nicely right now. Okay. Look, basically what I'll tell you is, in short, is that you have got, when we are working with Selenium, okay, it's not that we are just working with Selenium. There are lots of factors involved. And let me talk about those factors which are involved when we are working over there. Right. So suppose these are your Selenium scripts which you have made. Okay. So the scripts, of course, will be interacting with the browser. Okay. Script 1, script 2, script 3. Right. So when you are running these scripts, you would want that suppose your data is read from some external file like Excel file or a JSON file or a property file, because you don't prefer to hard code the data inside the scripts. Okay, you would want to keep the data in some external file, right? Moreover, you would want to generate some reports. Okay, when the scripts are running, you want some HTML reports to be generated, because these are automation scripts. Okay, they will be launching the browser, they will be going to a website, interacting with the web page. Okay, right. And the reports can have the screenshots as well. Right. And moreover, you would also want to, you can say, connect the whole system with Selenium Grid. What is Selenium Grid or Jenkins? What are these tools? I'll talk about them later on. Right. So it's not that just you want to run the scripts. There are many other things involved along with running scripts. Okay. Look, work of Selenium. If you talk about Selenium, Selenium is just a simple tool which has got commands to interact with the browser. Okay, Selenium can open a browser, Selenium can click on a link on a browser in automated fashion. It can type in a text field in automated fashion. Okay, it can interact with the components of the web page, right? But it cannot help you to generate a complete automation scenario wherein you have got, suppose, 10 test cases and you have to run all the test cases. So it cannot do that. It cannot help you read the data from some X file. It cannot help you with generation of reports or something. Okay, for that, we have to use a centralized system. This centralized system is known as test ng. Okay, or at times people use BDD frameworks like Cucumber or something. Okay, so what these centralized frameworks do, they read the data, they help you generate the reports, integrate with Jenkins, and they call the scripts as per a particular order. Okay, so the centralized framework will read the data and then it will call the scripts and probably pass over the data to the scripts, and it will also help you generate some reports and integrate with. Grid and Jenkins. All right. So in this training, we will be learning about all these things, and we'll be learning about all these things together. Right. Rather than just learning about Selenium, if you talk about Selenium, then Selenium is just in this green box. Okay. So when you learn Selenium, it's not just about learning Selenium, it's about learning many other things along with Selenium. All right. In between, if anybody has any questions, you can please feel free to ask me. Okay. So, mm, hold on. All right. So the first thing is that you have to do the installations. Today is the basic, starting class. I'll start off with the very basics today. Okay. The first thing is that you have to start off with the basic installations. The first thing is that you install JDK. JDK is the complete Java development kit, and install JDK 8 or 11. 11 is also good. I prefer 8. It is very stable. Okay, so you can go to the Oracle website, and probably if you have a user ID and a password, you can create a user ID or a password over here. Okay, if you don't have, like, you'll have to create it, right? And you can download JDK for Windows, right? You can download anything, installer, compressed archive, anything, and you can simply download. Okay, they are letting you download without the account now. Earlier they used to ask for an account. Okay, so now once you install it, after that you have to download Eclipse. Okay, now let me ask, is there anybody in this training who has absolutely no background in Java or Selenium? Anyone?
I don't have that experience. I'm new to all this.
Okay,
Even I don't have any experience.
okay. Look, in that case, whenever you get free time, all right, I would request you to go through these modules, pre-recorded modules, which I have given you. These are very, very elaborate. Okay. These are for the people who have no background. If you log in into your account, you will see this basic installations, operators, loops, oriented programming. At least if you do the first 5, okay, you will this much till this much. Okay, you will feel a lot confidence about Java. Okay, right. Now, anyways, right. Moving ahead, you need to download Eclipse now. Eclipse is the editor of Java language. All right. And we will be using Eclipse a lot in the training. Right. You can download Eclipse from here, install it. Fine. Some people also use IntelliJ, but as a beginner, I think Eclipse is good. Right. And you can start off Eclipse. Sorry. Right. So when you start off Eclipse, you will get a window like this. This is the workspace launcher where you have to give the path of the workspace on your PC. You can create a path, all your projects, all your code, everything which you will be making will be stored at this particular path. Okay, and I'll call it as November 2021, right? And launch. So Eclipse will start. Sorry guys, I have a very bad throat since 1 week. It's recovering. So right. So this is the welcome screen. Fine, you can close the welcome screen, and this is the UI for Eclipse. There will be a task list at the right side. You can close this, you can close the outline as well. Right. So this is the package explorer where we'll be making our projects in Java language. Okay, and in the center section, we'll be writing the code and all. And in the bottom, you'll be seeing the output. Okay, and you can create, go to file menu and create a new, go to other, and under Java, you select a Java project. But make sure before installing Eclipse, you have installed JDK, otherwise Eclipse will not start up. Fine. So you create a project. I'll create a project in day one. Fine, and finish. So when you do that, you will see the project day one in the package explorer, right? You expand this project, there will be GRE system library and the source folder. This GRE system library is nothing but Java, which is installed on your system. Fine. And whatever coding you are going to do, you are going to do inside the source folder. Okay. Now, guys, let me just tell you that you cannot run away from Java. Okay, let me show you the previous batch, what we did. Okay, we made a lot of Selenium code and we did a lot of exercises, but everything we do is actually done in Java language. You see, these are the projects which we made, and you see every project which we were making, right, was actually in Java. So all the Java files are there over here. So the complete coding of Selenium is actually done inside Java. Okay, and you cannot run away from it, but it is not something which is very, very tough. It is something which you can manage, you can do, but it's going to take you time and also a lot of efforts and practice. Okay, right. Now, in the first day, in the source folder, I'll create a new class known as, say, samples. Class means a Java file. Okay, or I'll call it starting. All right, and you click on this checkbox public static void main, and you will see a Java file being generated. Hold on, I'll increase the font size of my window so that you are able to see it more clearly, right? So this is the class starting. What is a class? It's a simple, you can say, a space in which you can have different functions and you can write the code and all everything. The main function is the starting point for everything. Okay, whatever coding you do, you do inside the main function. Okay, inside the main function, I'll just print something. Okay, system.out.println. This is the command to print something. Okay, so I'll just in double quotes, I'll write learning Selenium. And you can run this program. Okay, system.out.println is the command. The shortcut is you type syso and hit the control space bar of the keyboard, and this thing will come up. Syso and control space bar. Okay, so you click on this run button on the top. This is the run button, and in the output you see it will print learning Selenium. Okay, so we are starting off from the very basics, right? And people who have no background, like one or two people told me, you have never done programming, or it's like that you have done programming maybe in C language before.
I never did programming, but I did watch the videos and I covered a little bit, so it's easy for
Okay.
me to follow November. Yeah,
Yeah.
first classes.
Okay. So there are integers, as we know in every programming language, okay, which can store numbers. Okay, integer I can store numbers, and there are strings which can store a sentence or multiple characters, right? So we'll be using these as well. So there are a lot of things which will be used in Selenium, right? So let me talk about Selenium first a little bit, that where we are heading, and then I'll come back to Java. If you talk about Selenium, then this is the website selenium.dev, the official website of Selenium. And you see the first line they have written over here. Selenium automates browsers. So it's an automation tool only for browsers. Okay, we can write scripts in Selenium which when run they can automatically launch the browser, and they can automatically, interact with the browser. Let me show you an example. So right, hold on. Like this is a script. Okay, when I will run this script, Selenium script, you will see that the browser launches. Okay, it's failing to launch. There is some issue in the browser. I know that it's been updated. So hold on. I'll launch the Mozilla browser instead of Chrome. You see that the browser launches and it's going to go to a website and perform some actions on the website. You can click on the website. You can do anything on this website. Okay. So basically what happens is when you write a Selenium script, you write it entirely inside Eclipse using your Java code. Okay. And Selenium is something which can only automate the browser, not a desktop application. Fine. There are three components in Selenium: Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, and Selenium Grid. IDE is not a very good component of Selenium. Okay, we prefer using WebDriver over IDE. Okay, IDE is just a plugin inside your browser. All right, and it's like it's not a very handy tool. Fine. As we proceed, you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so the basically the test cases we make in Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and Selenium Grid is something which just helps you in scaling the test cases. Like if you want to run the test cases parallelly and save time, okay, parallelly across different machines, then we use Selenium Grid. We will also look at Grid in the training. All right. If you go to the downloads section, then the latest stable version of Selenium is 4.0. It's become stable after 1 year. So we'll be looking at this version and uh, you know, there are different languages in which Selenium is available. All of us know that. Okay, we are learning Selenium with Java. Okay, and um, these are the different browsers which Selenium supports. Okay, Firefox, IE, Safari, Opera, Chrome, and Edge. Right. So let's move ahead. Okay, anyone with any questions regarding Selenium as a tool? This is just a brief idea about Selenium. You get it from their website. This is the documentation which they have. It's a good documentation. You have got guidelines, worst practices, good practices, everything in this. Okay, right. So, hold on. All right. So now the thing is, I will not teach you Java first and then Selenium. I will teach you the concepts of Java along with Selenium parallelly. Okay. And what we will be starting off is with object-oriented programming. This is what I want to start off the first class or the starting of my training. I always start off with object-oriented programming because this is what is the basic core of Selenium. If you go to the download section and if you scroll down, hold on. For Java, they have the API docs. This is basically the documentation for Java. Okay, if you go to the documentation, you will realize that you click on the frames view over here. You will realize that the entire documentation of Selenium, which they have given over here, is you cannot comprehend it if you're not a technical person. It's based on object-oriented programming. Okay, right. So you cannot run away from programming. You have to first learn OOPS. It's very easy. Object-oriented programming. We'll study this. This is the backbone of Selenium. If you know how to create objects and how objects they work, right, then 50% or 60% of your work is done. Right. So the first thing we'll be starting off is oops. All right. Now, before I start off with oops, there is one more thing which I want to tell you that 100% commands of Selenium are inbuilt. There is no rocket science involved. Okay. Everything, all the commands in Selenium, they are inbuilt. When you study oops, you learn those commands. Like for example, if you have to go to a website and you want to click on a button, so there is a inbuilt command to click on a button. There is an inbuilt command to launch a browser. There is an inbuilt command to type in a text field. So there is nothing like that you have to innovate with the browser interaction. No, everything is inbuilt. You can move your mouse with Selenium. You can click on a link. You can even slide this slider with the help of Selenium. All the commands, everything has been provided inside Selenium. Okay, right. So you have to understand OOPS first. Okay, now coming back to Java programming, like I had written this small example wherein I had printed something and I had told you that there are numbers and there are strings, and I'm assuming you know at least the basics, like at least you know what for loop is, what a while loop is, okay, what looping is, right? Now, thing is, I will enable Selenium in this project. Okay, I will make this project Selenium enabled so that you can write Selenium commands in this project. Okay, I will not just talk about Java and first Java, then Selenium. No, I'm going to do that parallelly. So in order to talk about Selenium, the first thing which I need to do is I need to enable this project and I need to put Selenium inside this project. Okay, the Selenium capabilities. So look, the thing is Selenium is not installed. You have to download the jar files, like the if you click on 4.0 October 13 2021, then you will see, hold on, nothing is happening, just a minute. Yeah, so you save this and hold on, you extract the zip file. Okay, and I'll place it somewhere over here. Okay, I'll place it over here, Selenium Java 4.0. So if you open this folder, you will see lot of jar files. So jar files are pre-built, or you can say inbuilt libraries. Okay, they have got inbuilt commands in them. Okay, or classes, right, which we use. So you will see the jar files over here. Also, you will see the jar files inside the lib folder. Okay, what you need to do is that in your project, whatever is your Java project, okay, you have to bring the jar files in this project to make this project Selenium enabled. There is no exe. Okay, you have to right click on the project and you have to go to the properties option in the end. And you will see Java build path, the fifth option. Okay, and go to the libraries tab. And in the libraries tab, you click on add external jars button and you select the jar files. Okay, select all the jar files, not the lib folder. Okay, click on open and also don't forget to include the jars which are inside the lib. Okay, so it is in the properties Java build path libraries tab. So if you click on OK and that's it. So in your project, you will see a reference libraries section would come up. Inside it, you will find all the jars. So now your project is Selenium enabled. You can use all the inbuilt commands of Selenium. What do you mean by inbuilt basically? Okay. For example, if I just type system.out.println new date, okay, I'll have to import java.util.date. Okay, now what is new? What does it do? I'm not going into that right now. I'm just going to give you an example on a different thing. that if I do this, I get the current system time, time zone, date, everything. So I never had to do the hard work of calculating the date. So the date class somewhere in Java, the Java guys have provided me, it's inbuilt. If I just use this date class, I'm able to print the current time, time zone, date, everything. So similarly in Selenium, everything is inbuilt. Okay. If I just write over here, new Firefox driver. And if I run this Firefox driver class, it's been imported. It's somewhere inside this jar files of Selenium, which you have just downloaded. And if you run this, you will see that a blank Firefox window has opened up. It might not open in your case because there are lots of settings which you have to do. Okay, but just by writing one command, I'm able to open the Firefox. So all the commands are inbuilt inside Selenium.
Sorry to interrupt, but your screen's frozen. I can't see anything.
The screen is frozen. Hold on. Is it visible now? Okay now?
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay. So I'm just telling you that, I have written this command new Firefox Pro driver. So this simple command can simply launch a browser. Okay, it's not a very difficult thing to do, of course, but you should know that what has to be done for producing the type of output which you want. Okay, what kind of commands have to be fired. Okay, and before that, we'll be learning OOPS, object oriented programming, before I start off with Firefox driver. Okay, and that we'll do tomorrow. I'm not taking a very big class today. Okay, a very short one I'm taking. Okay, just giving you an idea that how to download, how to install. I'll be mailing you the recorded video as well. Okay. Anyone with any questions in this training? Anything? We'll stop here for today.